blockchain. I remember way back, you ain't have no swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag. Now you got a new walk. Now you got new swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag.
So ladies and gentlemen, with digital assets, we hodl and we trade. And when we do hodl, we make sure it's on a cold storage wallet so we have full access to our funds and no one else. Okay, you're talking about the DCENT wallet here. The link is in the description. The most easy and safe hardware wallet, enhanced crypto protection built on the highest security standards. What is going on, blockchain monkeys? Eagle here, and I want to thank you for coming to my jungle. First of all, I'm no financial advisor whatsoever, nor am I professional in blockchain technology. But there is one thing that I absolutely will do, and that's give you my opinion. So today, we got some blockchain news that spreads across the planet. But before we can even get started, I'm going to need you to rub them hands together. River vigorously. Let's slide down Twitter. Coming in hot from King Solomon, my Twitter XRP feed today. And coming in hot from blockchain backer, I am reporting from Wall Street. After speaking to the manager of Wall Street, I suggested unplugging and plugging it back in. He looked dismayed as they had not tried this. Shout out to blockchain backer and everything he's doing for the XRP community. Now, in this coming in hot from Whalewire, warning, bankruptcy filings have recently reached levels on par with the 2008 Great Recession and the jab pandemic. This indicator often suggests that the economy isn't performing well and has historically always been followed by a massive stock market crash. And a huge shout out to Crypto Area for dropping this on us. Binance Japan collaborates with Japan's largest bank, MUFG, on the issuance of fiat peg stablecoin. The blockchain ain't going nowhere. So take a listen here. We got St. John's University law professor Sabino told CoinDesk regarding the indictment of Steven Nayeroff to drop a case post-indictment means some changes in circumstances that dissuades the prosecution from continuing. The truth must be concealed within these circumstances. Let's go.
The Ripple decision was adverse to the commission. The SEC has to learn from that and say, okay, we've lost this. And again, they're going to appeal it. But as things stand today, June, I would say they need to reflect upon that and take a step back and say, okay, how do we modify our strategy from here? Of course, Ripple is going to be appealed, and that probably will get all the way up to the Supreme Court, I would think, because it's such an important issue, not just in terms of the law, but in terms of the future of the American financial market. So that's, let's call it unsettled at this time. And of course, Jed Rakoff is absolutely a living legend when it comes to federal securities law. But what it demonstrates is that you can have two judges of equal rank in the same district and disagree, and they're allowed to do that. And there's about another 25 judges in Southern District, and they could also all disagree. That's why the real key is going to be, let's see what happens when Ripple and the Rakoff decision, I don't recall which case it was, goes up to the Second Circuit, because they're there to conciliate these and to reconcile one decision to the other. And then they get the next to last word. And why I say next to last word is because they could still go to the U.S. Supreme Court. But let's also keep in mind, as the Supreme Court itself said decades ago, they regard the Second Circuit as the, quote, mother court, close quote, of the federal securities laws. They are very deferential to what the Second Circuit says. So the battle or the controversy is far from over, June. This is just one of many battles, and we have to see what the Second Circuit says about Ripple and these related cases in the years to come. And so I think really bottom line is that everybody's going to go great guns. Crypto is on a roll. It's not going to stop. Okay, Gary Gensler wants to make sure his agency is regulating this, and that's consistent with his personal behavior, because he regulated it as the head of CFTC not too long ago. A lot of action, a lot of controversy in the years to come. This is just one stop. Okay, my advice is everybody have a good Labor Day weekend, because the battle's going to start as soon as we get back.
Buckle up. And we got to give a shout out to Spend the Bits. Has back-to-back wins. They presented a retail solution for regional banks and MSBs for Ripple CBDC Innovation Competition. Ladies and gentlemen, it just does not stop. You're having the ability to move Bitcoin faster. Hello. Coming in hot from Ingrid, I wanted to give you, ladies and gentlemen, a refresher on why Gary Gensler is the head of the SEC. Let's go.
Why do you believe Bitcoin is not a security? Thank you, Chair, and I think you're referencing remarks I made as a professor at MIT. And as I wrote in that paper at
I have never seen anybody skate the way he does around questions.
that time, it was really about something called the Howey test. And the Supreme Court, it's the law of the land,
Oh, there goes those hands. Once those hands go up like that, you know a lie is about to follow.
talks about if the public is anticipating a profit based on the efforts of others. And as I think I noted in that paper back in 2018, I didn't see that Bitcoin.
But your view on Bitcoin, you've made comments on this. You believe Bitcoin is not a security. Is that true?
Well, I think the staff of the SEC have also, and the prior
Well,
chair.
I'm just asking you this question, and this is not a gotcha. I thought there's going to be an easy softball into harder questions. Do you think Bitcoin is a security?
No, I think I've said this in the past that I think that it doesn't
I'm asking
meet
you
the
to
Howey
answer
test.
my question now. This is
Now.
not going to be hard.
I know. I said it
Just
does
answer-
not meet the Howey test, which is the
Okay.
law of the land about being.
So
investment
it doesn't meet the
contract.
Howey test. So therefore, it's a commodity. Is that fair?
I would say it's not a security, and then the test is otherwise for other
Okay.
laws.
Well, the CFTC says they don't have the authority over Bitcoin and digital commodities. Do you think legislation is necessary to protect consumers in the world of digital assets, in particular, given that gap around just Bitcoin?
I think, as I've testified here in this committee room 4 years ago as private citizen, that for the parts of the crypto ecosystem that are not security,
Ladies and gentlemen, they're just kicking the can down the road. Hodl.
though under the Commodities Exchange Act, the CFTC has some anti-fraud authorities, they don't have what's called plenary authority to write rules around that. And as I've said in the past, I've been supportive of our sister agency, if I can say that, an agency that I once was honored to chair and I like quite a bit.
And then we have here, HSBC users are now eligible to pay for their mortgage and loans with XRP and other crypto through FCF Pay. Let's go.
FCF Pay is a unique solution to help businesses of all sizes to integrate cryptocurrency payments into their existing systems.
So we got Christine Lagarde here, former IMF, defending the digital euro CBDC at the Committee on Economic and Monetary Affairs in Brussels. Take a listen here, ladies and gentlemen.
What advantages would the digital euro bring compared to the private digital currencies? Except that it might be European in some kind of romantic way.
The banks eventually will have data. But they do have data anyway. When you look at your monthly report or bi-monthly report, however it is forwarded to you, the bank has access to how much you've spent on food, how much you've spent on rent, how much you've spent on holiday, on transportation. This is not something new. This would not come with the digital euro. It's your bank, your intermediary, which actually analyzes that and then shares it with you. Nothing more would happen. And I think to procure the anonymity that banknotes provide is actually contrary to a goal that you all have in this institution, which is to fight money laundering, which is to fight the financing of terrorism. So that data eventually, upon request by a court, for instance, can be made available in case of high suspicion of money laundering. And I'm using words with a bit of caution because this has not been, identified, worked out and debated within your institution here. You will have something to say. You are the guardian of privacy for our compatriots. But in terms of mechanics and process, data will not be available to the ECB.
I don't believe you. Okay, now, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, we got here Dallas-based Moneygram plans to launch a non-custodial digital wallet. When the digital wallet debuts in Q1 of 2024, MoneyGram says it will enable customers around the world to leverage stablecoin technology to seamlessly move from fiat currency to cryptocurrency back to fiat again. Enter XLM and Stellar. The company said that this will redefine cross-border payments and will enable its customers to send and receive money in new ways. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you again, what are they building?
Cause it's the standard in this bitch. XRP. I went to YouTube University, and now they mocking me with no degree. We saying by the swift, keep it walking. Respect your elders in these bushes. Bitcoin is talking.
You don't have to be rich to be taking advantage of this. This was the beginning of the greatest transformation of wealth the world has ever fucking seen since World War II.
Blockchain. Blockchain. We talking about an intellectual choo-choo train. It's DLT up in these streets, man. That's why we rip all on that blockchain.